Hey guys, welcome to Motorcycle Rewind. My name is Eric and this channel is all about the preservation of these old motorcycles. We're going to start with this 1971 Yamaha XS1B. It's a friend of mine's who he bought it at auction several years ago and wants to get it going. Hasn't really done anything to it. And this motorcycle would have been originally yellow gold color, and somebody restored it and repainted it years ago, which is not bad if that's what you're into. Not a bad looking motorcycle, but it just needs a little bit of work. So today in this video we'll kind of go through and document all the things that we know that we want to do to it and what he wants to have done to it. So let's check it out. So I have already put gas in it. So I put some gas in it just a little while ago. So let's see if we can get this thing to crank up. This one is kickstart only, no electric start. If I would have known that, I may not have said yes to working on it. So, oh, a little kickback. Not bad. That's it running. Got the choke on. Not bad. Not bad. First kick. Runs pretty good. Runs pretty good. So, choke is still on while it's warming up. So, looks pretty good. We're going to go through and shut it off right now, and we'll start digging into some of the things that we know. We picked up right off the bat just looking at it. We noticed that already it's missing a tack cable. You can see right here, there's not one that comes down from here, and then it would go into right here, which it's not there. So we know we need to find a tack cable. Hopefully if we can find one with a gray one. So that'll be first thing we do. Other than that, it's you know, it's in pretty good shape. It's not bad. It's really clean. I mean, it's a good looking motorcycle. I would love it if it was gold. That yellow color. These bikes first came out in 1970, and Yamaha did such a cool thing. They only offered it in one color options. In 1970, it was offered in green. It was the XS1, and then this is the XS1B, which was only offered in gold. And here I'll give you a glimpse into the future. This couple of motorcycles as we pass by that we'll talk about, but this is a 1972 XS2. This is mine, and we'll do a little bit more. We'll go over it again later, but this is one we ride all the time. We just got back from a ride on this 72 XS2 and this 78 Honda CB 400A. Actually, you can see it right there, Honda-matic, automatic. Well, automatic, the one you don't have to shift quite so much. So let's pop this thing open and see what else we need. The other thing I noticed with this bike is shocks are really soft. Is when you go off the stand, you see that's really soft. So we're gonna go ahead and take care of that. We're gonna change the oil on it, see fork oil on it, and see if it gets better. We also know that that's one of the things that we'll do on it. We also know that the steering, these bushes in here are just worn out. So that has to be taken care of. Let me just tilt you guys up a little bit so you can see what I'm talking about. These bushes right here are just really loose. So that needs to be taken care of. So that'll be it. Let's pop the seat. Another kind of odd thing, when it was still at Gordon's house, we noticed that the airboxes, I guess when they restored it in a hurry to get it to auction, they didn't bother to put everything on correctly. So the air boxes weren't attached and they were on the wrong side, so we ended up putting them on the correct side. The other thing that we noticed just the other day is that if I get you in here, this is where the battery box mounts right here, and you see how it's got this rubber bushing right here. It's got this rubber bushing right here. There's another one that goes right here, and this guy goes on top of it, but they put this in backwards. This is the part with the hole. This is the side that's closed off. It needs to be flipped over so it can go in. So little things like that. I'm also going to change, just to make it more reliable. This looks pretty worn. I'm just going to go ahead and change it, and we're going to change it into one just like this is for the tender. We're going to change it into one like that because they're easier to come by. These in a pinch are a little harder to come by. So we'll do that. We'll change all the fluids, check the timing, you know, do just a normal tune-up, but we'll change all the fluids. But it looks really good. It's going to be a great start. And then as I do it, I'll put some miles on it to see what else needs to be done, right? You know, making sure that it is the way it should be. But the other thing I noticed yesterday when I was messing around with it is we've got really good turn signals on that side, not so much on this side. I've got it making some noise, but it's not doing anything over here. So I got to check my relay here to make sure it's working, checking my bulbs. But it blinks, at least on the right side. If we're going right, we're solid. If we only make right turns, we're solid. And I'm really partial to these red turn signals in the back. I like those. So that works. The horn does not work, so we'll have to check that out, figure that out. Like I said before, this is a kickstart only. I'm not 100% sure if this bike came with an option. I don't know if the XS1 and 1B came with a kickstart. I mean, with a electric start. But I'll show you just as for reference on this XS2, which I think is really cool, is the starter button. For those of you guys who don't know, the starter button is a combination, is right here, this lever right here, as you can see it, that lever right there, which is a combination starter button because it works like a brake switch. You see it's got on the inside, once you pull it far enough, it'll start it. But it's a combination button and a decomp lever. So what it does is we have, when you pull that lever, right down here, this is where it connects to, and it decompresses this side, this cylinder, so it makes it easier to turn it over. So it turns over. So that is pretty cool when you think about it, that kind of thing around it. But just wanted to show you kind of the difference between those two. But we're going to go around and we'll probably make a couple of videos with this XS1B here, 1971, and then we'll get it back to him. We're probably only going to have it a week or so till he gets back from out of town, and it'll be his to go. So that's it. I'm going to make a list of the things that we have to do, and then we'll go from there. So I want to thank you guys a lot for tuning in, and we'll see you next time. Thanks a lot.